Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to AdriRaven, who you may know better as Dame Adriana. Thanks for your continued support, Adri. That said, let's get started. It was almost a week after the night of the falling star before we finally accepted the obvious. The farmstead was a total loss. There were no survivors, at least not in the conventional sense of the word. Anyone who had been unfortunate enough to be inside those walls on that fateful night had been stripped of everything that made them human. They were little more than mindless husks now, and they had apparently swarmed the rescue team I had sent. It was a minor miracle that Bunny and the others had somehow managed to fight their way to safety. Thankfully, it seemed like these things were at least temporarily contained by the gaudy and imperious circle my uncle had built around the old miller's land. Unfortunately, there did seem to be a few exceptions. Falkenberg, the aspiring farmhand turned opportunistic guide, had led 3 of my best recruits to the cove in search of a fragment of that fallen star. They had found it easily enough, or, more accurately, it had found them. Those celestial shards had somehow twisted and merged the local wildlife into something monstrous and predatory. In the end, the expedition had just barely managed to overcome the beast, but they were routed by vampires and that damnable Fanatic before they could properly examine its remains. In both cases, our parties returned safe and relatively intact, and with satchels filled with peculiar, glowing crystals. They were strange, unsettling things, cold and slick to the touch, but filled with some unfathomable energy that numbed the skin and fogged the mind. It would take time for our researchers to properly study the things, but the Commissar was already suggesting that they were some form of crystallized arcane energy, essentially the occult given physical form. It wasn't long before word of our discovery began to spread, and within a matter of days, the hamlet was once again playing host to a new breed of opportunist. I'm not sure exactly when he arrived, but one morning I stumbled across a new merchant in the town square, cheerfully offering a wide variety of arcane goods in exchange for the precious shards that we had recovered. I opted to ignore him at the time. I had other, more pressing concerns that demanded my attention. While we had been preoccupied with things like the Baron and the falling star, the Warrens had once again become thoroughly infested with wretched pigmen. This was a task that could be handled with grit and steel, so I assigned Dame Adriana to handle it. She quickly filled out her team with some of our more vicious recruits: Alistair Croft, Crazy Henry, and the assassin, Mechwarrior the Unlucky. It was strange, really. After all the nightmarish new threats we had faced in recent weeks, it was somehow a relief to find ourselves facing something a bit more familiar and mundane in comparison. Still, it was best to hedge our bets, especially given some of our more recent failures. It was more than enough to get the job done, but if my time on the estate had taught me anything, it was to hope for the best, but to plan for the worst.
You are not alone in this place. The Fanatic is on the prowl, and he smells your sickness.
And welcome back to episode 32. So, today we learned that the Fanatic can apparently spawn back-to-back in multiple dungeon crawls. That's good to know. Of course, it also makes today's dungeon crawl a lot more difficult, which is a shame because I was really looking forward to making some gold. Though, looking at this map, we might actually be able to make this work. Let's take a quick look at our heroes. Dame Adriana. Crazy Henry. Mechwarrior the Unlucky. Alistair Croft. Now, last time, the Fanatic forced us to abandon our quest, and we really don't want to have to do that twice in a row. Fortunately, we know he can only appear in hallway encounters, like this one ahead of us, so if we end up encountering him, we'll just run away. Then we can finish our mission and come back and fight him afterwards. Okay, well, it's not the Fanatic, but it's not much better. Fortunately, we're pretty well equipped to handle vampires. Yeah, that's one down already. Nice. That's two. Ah, that's annoying.
A death by inches.
Okay, let's take out that gatekeeper. Or not. Oh, we're actually in trouble here. Yeah, I was afraid of this. With the party out of formation, I don't think we can actually finish off the gatekeeper fast enough. Especially if we keep missing every attack. Well, goodbye.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
Alright, that was unfortunate, but we can still recover. I could go for a stress heal, but I think it's more important to get back into formation.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Really? Okay, let's get this over with.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Alright, well, obviously that could have gone a lot better, but it could have gone worse, too. From one extreme to another. Not that I'm complaining.
Be gone, fiend. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. executed with impunity. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, a nice, easy fight, and that dinner table in the background should give us the chance to max out everyone's health. Nice. I am still annoyed that Mikad got infected, but at least we're otherwise in pretty good shape. Ah, there's our first altar. And there's another hall fight. We'll avoid that for now.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
We've got another fight ahead, but it should be relatively safe. Nice. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Let's go for the back rows first. Okay, the wretch is about to drop, so let's go for the slasher instead.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Not bad.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Oof. Well, that's inconvenient, but nothing to really worry about. Let's heal some of Alistair's stress. Or not. Alright, well, we'll see if we can stall for another turn. That way we can do a little more healing.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay, let's get everyone patched up. Very nice.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Well, that wasn't so bad. This game is actually pretty fun when you're not constantly fighting vampires. Oh, right, we couldn't afford keys.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Like I mentioned earlier, we just haven't made a lot of gold lately, especially since we had to abandon our last quest. Okay, this should be another easy fight. I'm tempted to go after the drummer first, but I don't think we can actually take him out in a single turn.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Nice. Okay, let's finish this.
Obliterated. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
We're definitely not having any shortage of food on this run. No scouting. We'll have to go into this next hallway blind.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
So far, so good.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
There we go. Okay, looks like the next two hallways are clear. We'll go for the curio first. We need to take out those altars.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Not what we're looking for, but that's fine. This should be pretty easy. Mikad's getting pretty beat up, so let's burn off that last bandage.
Soothed. Sedated.
Come on now. Mikad's already having a pretty bad day. Okay, let's toss out some more healing. There we go. That's a bit more like it.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Now, I'm pretty sure that statue needs holy water, but the real question is, who should use it? I guess Crazy Henry could probably benefit the most from the damage boost. Oh, well that's not what I was expecting at all, though I'm certainly not complaining. Alright, moving on. Looks like we're traveling blind again.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Hey, there's our second altar. Oh, come on. We find a secret room the one time I don't bring keys. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and find a key while we're exploring. Alright, we just need one more altar, and it's probably in this offshoot path over here. A nice, easy fight.
This expedition at least promises success. In Radiance, may we find victory. A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Man, I really wish I'd bought at least one key. Though I guess then I would have used it on that first chest we passed. Okay, we've got a hall fight ahead of us. This better not be the Fanatic. Oh, good, it's just vampires. Horrible, horrible vampires. Let's make sure we kill the gatekeeper this time.
Reeling, about to break.
Oh, come on. This again? Oh.
Annihilated.
Well, at least Adriana's hitting this time.
decimated.
Nice. Okay, this one definitely went smoother than last time.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
We're all out of bandages, so we'll skip the cutting board. Okay, so this hallway is clear. That means the last altar has to be one of those two curia we haven't checked out yet. It also means the Fanatic has to be in one of these two halls. That's a pretty mediocre haul. Oh, so many of our recruits are infected at this point.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Alright, by process of elimination, the last altar has to be that curio right next to the treasure room. Oh, or it's, in this hall right here. I guess that works too. There we go. Quest complete. Now we can go get ourselves killed.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Bandits. Tough, but nothing we can't handle. Come on, Mikad. Okay, let's try this again. Alistair, come on, man.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
I normally wouldn't go out of my way to pick up Jade, but we're almost at the end of the run, so let's clear some space. Alright, at this point there's really nothing else to do but take on the Fanatic. I guess we should probably set up camp first.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Shoot, I should have given Alistair blood first. Well, I'll try to remember it next time. Okay, let's heal our party and get rid of that stress. Might as well toss out a buff or two while we're at it. I could have probably done that more efficiently, but it's fine. Get some rest, heroes. You might not survive what comes next.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
You have got to be kidding me.
The blood quickens.
Nice. Well, at least it was a quick fight.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, enough messing around. Let's go find the Fanatic. Oop, well... Sorry guys, I guess I'm just a little distracted by our impending demise.
The flames of the smoldering pyre dance in his eyes with murderous zeal.
Yeah, I'm not sure this party is well suited for the Fanatic, but we'll give it a try. Okay, he just grabbed Mikad. We'll have Adriana cut him down.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
We just have to keep piling it on. Come on. Okay, well that basically knocks Henry out of the fight for 2 more turns. I'm just not sure we're going to be able to do enough damage here. Really? You grab the one person who's not a vampire? I'm starting to question this guy's methodology. Okay, I hate to say it, but we really can't fight this guy. We have to run. The big problem we have with this party is that once they get knocked out of formation, they can't attack, and the Fanatic is constantly pushing them around. Okay, let's see if we can rescue Adriana, and then we really have to go. I really feel like giving the Fanatic 3 actions per turn is just too much. This guy is a recurring mini-boss, and he's stronger than most of the normal bosses in the game. Mikad, you're really making this harder than it needs to be. Okay, let's just go for Adriana. Look guys, I love Darkest Dungeon, but this boss is just awful. He's ridiculously overpowered, and you can't even prepare for him because he appears at random. I really hate to run from this guy again. No, we got Adriana back. Let's go before someone dies.
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won.
And now we get to listen to a non-stop cacophony of screams, as a reminder of our failure. Alright, you know what? We're done here. There is one more fight down the other hall, but I really don't want to stick around here. A halfway decent amount of loot, at least. That puts me in a slightly better mood. And nothing but negative quirks, but at least they're relatively harmless. You know, all things considered, this actually wasn't that bad a run. Sure, Mikot got infected, but we completed our quest and nobody died. In a game like Darkest Dungeon, things could have definitely gone a whole lot worse. Anyway, we'll pick up here next time. See you then.